everybody. Hope you're having a fabulous. I'm gonna cut this poor little lady off. Oh, she's gonna be mad at me. Listen, you crazy cow. Driving some little tiny bug trying to get in front of the plumbing truck. But there's nothing that pisses me off more. If I was more than anything, more than influencers, more than foodies, more than the self-proclaimed sex addicts, is the people that cannot be behind a trade vehicle. Honestly. No, don't get behind that. Your life will be ruined. I know you've all experienced it before. So today's subject is mostly about women in the trades and sort of the skew that everybody's putting on that. How important it is, how vital they are, how much we need them. And you know what? I'm not going to dispute any of that. I'm just going to talk numbers. Let the facts speak for themselves. I looked it up last night. In the United States of America, and this is all trades, not just plumbing or HVAC, but all trades. Anything that would be considered that. In the US of A, 3% of women are in the trades. 3%. In Canada, it's a little bit better. It's 3.9%. To flip that, 97% of the trade is men. 96 or whatever. Anyway, it's 96.9%. My math's terrible. In Canada, are men. And yet, as you all know, if you look at sort of the representation of that, it's more represented like 60-40 in skew of men. And so in Canada, I did not look up the US numbers. The federal government this year alone in March said that they're going to contribute $28.9 million towards the trades. In Alberta, they've said they're going to contribute $30 million. And in Ontario, this is the only numbers I could find, they've said that they're going to donate, or they're going to contribute $3 million to specifically women and minorities in the trade. So I'm just going to use Alberta as the example because that's what I'm familiar with. So if you're a woman in the trade, or you want to get into the trade, they will give you $10,000 to get that ball rolling. If you're a man in the trade, they'll give you $5,000. So of the $30 million that Alberta is putting towards trades, $20 million of that is targeted directly at the women. And we're in a massive trade shortage. And to be perfectly honest, that's been an issue for 30 years. When I was in high school, in 1986 to 1988, it was a problem then. They were talking about the population decline in the trades, and it hasn't gotten any better. And now it's become some weird political talking point to that the saviors of the trade are going to be women, which is an absolute. This is not misogyny or sexism or any of that. So you can just shove those words right back down your throat. Women will not save this trade. 3% is not going to save the 97. It's just mathematically impossible. And that number in the last decade, when in Canada, went from 3% to 3.9%. So 3.5% to 3.9%. So it's improved after $500 million of investment from federal, provincial, and municipal governments. Has increased the meter the percentage by 0.4%. And because it's a statistic, I can't burrow into it because it doesn't give enough data. I don't know if that number is because more women have actually come into the trade, or more men have retired out of the trade, so the number gets skewed higher. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're familiar with this concept, but you should write this down because it happens everywhere. There are companies and governments that are committed to the optics of something, but not the outcomes. I'm going to use the clothing industry as an example. If you look at a company like H&M, and you can buy lots of stuff online, and they have, if you join their little club, you get free returns, right? Ask your significant other, your female in your life, if that's true. It's 100% true. If you're part of their club, you can order like 27 dresses and try them all on and send 26 of them back because they don't fit right, or they're not the right color, or not the right cut, or whatever the case may be. What do you think happens to those returns? Do you think they box them back up and put them out on the store, or resell them to Sally down the street when she orders them? No, they do not. Most of the time, they throw them out. And in fact, there are reports that they have their staff, in order to protect the brand, that the staff will cut up the clothes and then throw them in the dumpster so they cannot be reused. And yet, these companies optically are about, saving the environment and recycling and we're going to do whatever is best for the world. We're empowering women and all the rest of that stuff. While behind the scenes, they're actually sabotaging it. And so that's what I think is happening with women in the trades. Is optically, everybody's on board and everybody wants to do it. No one will say a negative thing about bringing women into the trades. And I'm not here to say anything negative about it either. But they don't care about the outcomes. They just pump some money in, and then it goes where it goes. And there's some fantastic ladies doing some fantastic things. There's no doubt about it. In every conference, every trade show, every conference, every get-together, there will be an opportunity for a fierce, powerful woman to get up there and give a rousing speech on the importance of women in the trades. But make no mistake, we're talking about 3% of the people in the trade. And I don't know, everything is counted as a trade, but I suspect that number is probably even less in the HVAC and plumbing industries, because those are, for lack of a better word, physically demanding trades. They just are. It's not like I don't know what a finished carpentry or if I say anything, that's the problem part of the reason I try to be so unspecific and benign is because if I burrow in on something, then everybody thinks I'm attacking them. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just, like I said, spelling out what's happening. And unless you can show me where the outcomes are being significantly improved, then it's all optics. That's what this whole thing's about. It's being optically on the right side of things. Very few people, very few companies, very few industries care about the outcomes of their social equity, right? It's about looking like you're doing the right things when people are looking at you, which ties in the whole influencer thing. Like it's all just a nest of, just a knotted nest of snakes. And that doesn't mean that they're, like you say, I use some words and symbols that seem big, mean, and awful. But the point is what are you actually going to do to improve the outcomes of that? That's my question, and I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't know how you fix that. I don't know how you make that better. I just don't. I think it's a mountain that we've yet to scale. So, anyway, I wish you luck in your outcomes. I hope that you understand that there's more to this trade than just the optics. And as usual, those are my thoughts and not yours. Have a marvelous hump day.